everyone, and welcome to Foil Academy. If you're here, you're either looking to learn how to foil or how to progress your foiling. If you're looking to learn how to foil and you're asking yourself the question, is foiling for me? It absolutely is. It's one of the most exciting new aspects of kite surfing and water sports in general. It enables you to ride in less wind than previously thought possible and makes your on-water experience and sessions just that much more fun. In this new classroom setup and studio, we're going to teach you how to assemble your foils all the way through advanced tricks and tips. So follow along for the chapters and have fun. Learning how to foil can be rather intimidating. You have to really rethink and retrain your body as well as your muscle memory and body mechanics. So for that, we recommend that you are a proficient kiteboarder before learning how to add a foil. That means learning how to launch and land your kite. That also means learning how to stay and maintain your position upwind, as well as self-rescue should you need to. By achieving these milestones, you will set yourself up for foiling success in the future. It makes it easier to learn how to foil and also guarantees that you have a good and enjoyable experience and progress quicker than should you not have those milestones. When learning how to foil, choosing the correct day, as well as choosing the right conditions, is absolutely vital to your foiling success. The first choice you have to make is what beach you're actually going to learn how to foil at. And one of the main requirements there is water depth. You want to make sure that you have deep enough water so you can actually learn how to foil. Sideshore winds are going to be the most optimal for your foiling success. It allows you to get out from the beach and get out into deeper water without encountering too shallow of water. Also, the wind speed is imperative. You don't want to go out when it's too windy, and also if it's too light, it's going to make it really difficult. So choose a nice median wind speed that you're comfortable with, and then you move into kite size. You're going to want to ride a kite that's 2 square meters smaller than what you normally ride with a twin tip. We'll get into that a little bit more later. A couple of more things to be aware of is obviously people on the beach or people riding in the water. You don't want to go to a crowded kite spot. It's better to choose a place that has a little bit less water activity and obviously beach activity. Another thing to be aware of is obviously the water conditions. You don't want something that's too rough, as that makes handling the foil in the water extremely difficult. And then also your first foil rides are going to be even more tough. Also be mindful of what lies beneath the water surface. You're going to be spending a lot of time in the water when learning how to foil, so you don't want anything sharp that you could kick, and then also you don't want anything that you could strike with your foil or drag your foil through, such as water grass or really high seaweed and kelp. Obviously, when learning how to foil, one of the most crucial choices that you will make is what foil is for you. At Slingshot, we manufacture a few different options that guarantee you foil success. I'm going to run through a few of those specific design characteristics of these foils and why they are so good for your foiling future. One of the most prominent pieces of your foil setup is your front wing. The front wing is what gives the foil its performance attributes. Here in the Phantasm PFI 633, this is an amazing wing for learning how to foil. It's a really low aspect wing design. That means it has a really long chord and a shorter span. And that means you're going to have a lot of stability with this foil, and it also has the ability to foil at really low speeds because it has a high lift profile. Another really great feature of our Phantasm and Hoverglide low aspect wings are our downturn winglets. This design feature is extremely beginner friendly because not only does it add stability for when you're riding, but it also makes the edge a lot less sharp. So if you do kick it while your feet are underneath the foil, or if you do actually fall and come in contact with the foil, this is going to make that a lot safer and a lot less injury prone. The mast is one of the most dynamic pieces of the foil. The height of the mast actually dictates how high out of the water you're going to be able to ride. It's one of the most crucial pieces of equipment, and it's also one of the most fun pieces of equipment to experiment with. When you're learning how to foil, you want to focus on your mast size being a little bit shorter. The shorter the mast, the closer to the water, and a little bit easier to manage your first foil rides. So when you're first riding, we recommend a shorter mast, somewhere around 71, 72 centimeters. That's a great starting point and makes it really easy to manage your foil both on the beach and in the water, and then even through your first foil attempts. At Slingshot, we have 2 different constructions. We have both carbon and aluminum. Aluminum comes in at a very attractive price point, and then carbon is extremely efficient, extremely lightweight, and will benefit you more in your foiling future. Masts also come in different lengths. These different lengths are going to give you the ability to progress and also learn at a quicker rate. A smaller mast is extremely friendly for learning, as it's much more easy to manage both on the beach and in water. It also makes your first foiling rides a little bit easier because you're limited with how high up out of the water you can go. We have different lengths in both carbon and aluminum. So as you progress, we recommend that you actually increase your mast length as you get better and better. When learning how to foil, your board choice is absolutely critical to your foiling success. What you're going to be looking for is a board with quite a bit of volume, a lot of length, and a lot of width because you want a lot of stability. One thing at Slingshot that we focus on when designing this board is to have a lot of width and length, but also a pretty thin profile. This makes the board really, really easy to manage in the water and actually get it up onto rail when you're learning your first foil rides. Another thing you're going to want to look for is a board with a full EVA deck. The EVA grip is really soft and nice to the touch and also prevents injury when you come in contact with the board. A couple other things that you're going to want to look for is a board that has an insert pattern like this. You're going to have the ability to use 3-foot straps, 2-foot straps, just 1-foot strap, or even ride strapless. This board is really amazing for learning how to foil, but also progressing past the learning point and into your intermediate and advanced categories. When choosing a foil board, another thing to look for is a board with quite a bit of nose rocker. When you're learning how to foil, you do a lot of ups and downs. You rise up on foil and come crashing back towards the water surface. So if you have a board with decent nose rocker, it helps push you and deflect you back up onto foil. So nose rocker is absolutely crucial when learning how to foil. One more requirement for your foil board is to find one that has an adjustable foil mounting track. These are pretty much standard in the industry, and that's because they give your foil and your foil board a lot of versatility. When learning, you're going to want to have your foil really far back as it makes the lift a little bit less aggressive, and as you progress, you can move it forward. What this also does is it allows you to mount any other foil onto this board, and also as you progress and try different wings and different foil setups, this track will allow that to be fine-tuned to your board setup. There's a lot of other board options out there. There's stuff that's a lot smaller, a lot narrower, and even bigger. However, this board has been fine-tuned, and after years of research, we have found that this is the most optimal size for all people to learn how to foil.